Here's how you can start a one-person business in just 48 hours consciously using AI. Now I say consciously because everyone's talking about use AI to do this, start a business using AI and make $1 million and just do whatever the heck because there's no rules, regulations, or anything. I just want to strip down all of the noise, all of the mud, and just really give some sharp sort of questions of perception to help you learn how you can best integrate a tool like AI, should you choose to use it, in a way that is aligned with your core values and in a way that is a conscious steward of this gnarly sort of tool that's available. So I want to start with this question, like, what the fuck do you do about AI as a heart-forward entrepreneur? I consider myself a heart-forward entrepreneur, someone who really values having my heart open, leading with that level of integrity and love. And you know, just to back, this is sort of who I was, not necessarily who I am anymore. I mean, I've cut my hair. But I mean, I'm just a little surfer cowboy kid in a small beach town. What the heck is AI, right? So in this video, I really want to break down the conscious stewardship of AI, at least how I see it, how you can use AI authentically to start a one-person business, and I'm going to show you my exact formula and the real-time results that I'm getting for scaling a new business with creativity and AI. So let's dive in. If you're new here, my name's Kev, and although I don't have long hair anymore, I am a creative cowboy. I am a strategist, an architectural designer, curious human, and I help people design and build businesses that are authentic, that feel good and are aligned with their core values. So, conscious stewardship of AI, right? Fucking robots, man. And as much as I wish it was more like WALL-E, it's kind of not, right? It's more nuanced than that. So here's some questions of perception that you really need to ask yourself if you're trying to integrate AI, or if you're already deep in the rabbit hole and you're like, okay, where's this line, right? So you need to know where your boundary is. What am I available for? What am I not available for? What's aligned with my core values? What's not? So what's your ethos of how you live your life? And does AI have a way of playing a role into that? And again, you can choose to consciously not even use a tool like this. That's probably a beautiful thing, actually. Personally, my use is really, really minimal, but I'll go into that. So another question is, do you know what you want and how you're going to get there? You know, you can't just start using something like this if you are confused about your mission and purpose, right? You're just gonna get more distracted, lost, and confused. So whenever we start adding tools and resources into our life, it's only gonna illuminate what we're already feeling, right? So if we're already feeling, you know, lost, lonely, and confused, or not knowing how to serve the world, you add a tool and it's only gonna exacerbate it. In the same way as if you feel like you're sort of, if you feel like you're lonely, whatever, and someone gives you a ton of money, it's only gonna exacerbate that. So when we start adding in resources, it only brings up more of what needs to be looked at, and it can actually be a distraction, right? Now, if you really take your expansion and growth seriously and really want to live a heart-forward life, you're gonna do the work to kind of, you know, stay on top of that and work with all of the juicy details of life that come up as it presents themselves. But you need to really know who you are and what you want. So from there, you can actually discern, like, what's a distraction, what's a tool. Am I using this because I don't know what I should be doing with my life? I don't know. Give me an idea, AI. Or am I using this, I have a purpose. I want to start this business. I want to bring this into the world. I want to make this thing the best that it can possibly be. Can I use a tool like this to help me see what I don't see, to help me generate more ideas? And again, the overarching question is, are you firmly rooted in your true essence? If you really don't know who you are and why you're here, do not use something like AI. You really have to be connected to yourself, right? So you need to be able to confidently answer these questions to be able to be a conscious steward of AI, right? Because no one else is really gonna hold you accountable to your core. And by core, I mean your essence, your core values, what you stand for, what your integrity is. No one's gonna hold you to that other than yourself. So if you can't hold yourself to that, I suggest you don't mess around with something like AI. Now, a good rule of thumb is, how can you be totally committed yet completely detached? What I mean by this is, can you commit to your mission and purpose? Use whatever tools necessary to help you authentically align your deepest embodiment of it. So, and that has to be done while you remain completely free of needing them to achieve it. So can I commit fully to my mission and purpose and use AI to help me authentically embody my deepest purpose while not needing it at all? I'm choosing to use it, and if it disappeared one day, I would be totally good because I'm not attached. I'm totally committed, completely detached. So that's sort of our baseline to frame this discussion. Now let's talk about how you can use AI authentically to start a one-person business, because this is what this channel is all about. So we got tools like Midjourney, Claude, GPT, and even as I'm writing this in Notion, I noticed that there's even an AI feature built into Notion, so kind of a meta thing. It's a screenshot inside of a screenshot. But what I really want to drive home is that you have the possibility of an extraordinary employee or an extraordinary distraction at your fingertips. So how do you use it authentically? I can't tell you what to do. You need to use your own discernment, but here's mine. I like to use it for quick idea iteration. You still need to have an authentic idea, right? But if I have a direction and an essence to which I'm trying to express, I can use it to help get 10 out in the time that it would take me to do 1, right? Or 1,000 if you wanted 1,000 shitty ideas. I'd rather get 10 okay ideas from a really, really solid essence, right? Because that's the thing, it's only going to give you subpar examples. So you have to have a really, really strong essence and connection to what you're trying to bring out, and use the subpar examples to then be feedback to go back into that deep connected essence, and then use that feedback to strengthen how you want to represent your idea, what step to take next. It's never going to give you something spick and span perfect for the world. It's going to give you something mediocre that then you have to discern and know, how can I integrate this now into my process and make it even better and move forward. So I love it as a designer from idea to visual, because I can do that like in 30 seconds using a tool like Midjourney. So I use this for conceptual representations for clients before spending hours doing free work, drawing, sketching, 3D modeling, rendering, etc. Another thing that it's great for, that I love to use it for, is when I'm stuck in my copywriting process, I'm looking for that perfect word, I can have the essence of what I'm trying to describe, right? And then I can tell it to give me 10 different examples of kind of looking at what I'm trying to describe from a new vantage point. So it helps me sort of see more than I'm seeing, but I still get to hold myself true to the essence I'm trying to bring forth. And then for landing page organization, okay, what flows better? Having this at the top or call to action here, yada, yada, yada. I mean, again, you still have to bring the direction. It's just good to help you see multiple examples very quickly, right? And again, just to do the heavy lifting of the work that I really don't desire to do. There's a lot of use cases where I can just have this spit out 20 images if I spend 20 minutes, versus me having to model all these things unnecessarily if I don't even know that the project's gonna work out, you know? So for an example that I can't share, but I built an entire Shopify store selling Photoshop files using Midjourney in just 2 weeks. So what would have taken, you know, a month plus of taking photographs and scheduling all the different site visits and appointments, and then driving to the places and lighting and this and that, and all the money involved, I was able to use Midjourney to get me a minimum viable product in 2 weeks and get a Shopify store up and running that made cash but couldn't make it profitable. So I'm in the midst of pausing that right now. So that's where AI is helpful. Now, where's my boundary? I will not give AI personal information. I will not use AI to write my newsletters, blog posts, or landing pages, and I will not believe that AI has any power over me. Just to name a few. I could go on and on and on. But now to the juicy part, which you came here for, hopefully. is my exact formula and real-time results for scaling a new business with creativity and AI. So here's questions. I mean, this is my stream of consciousness, right? You're gonna get it raw, and then I'm gonna break it down for you. So what am I skilled at? We're starting from literally scratch. You can do a system like an Ikigai. Go look that up. It's like a Japanese sort of Venn diagram of being able to map what you're good at, what you love, what your passions are, how you can make money, all these things together and find these intersections. And what's a minimum viable product I desire to offer the world. So clearly, if you're here, you have an idea, you want to birth something, you want to add value and impact the world. Amazing. What's the bare minimum viable product that you need or that you desire? And what resources will be needed? Excuse all the typos here. And with that in mind, what is the bare minimum I need to represent my MVP in a way potential clients can understand? This is the big part. You can have all the ideas in the world, but if you can't represent them in a way that clients understand, you're never gonna get clients in the door. But if you spend too much time trying to perfect your representation, you're just gonna get stuck in analysis paralysis and you're never gonna share your work. So this is where AI can be really helpful. So you can collaborate with AI to get a rough representation of what you're trying to bring forth in 30 minutes. I use visuals, so I use something like Midjourney, but you can use another something that'll help you get words out that you're from your heart, that you're having a hard time expressing. A tool like that will help you sort of bring more of it out yourself. You still have to do the work, right? But it expedites it. And then from there, you can get your landing page. So super simple. Offer, create, desire, waitlist. That's all you need to do. And then you do the social media post, which we've talked about. Watch my previous videos. Then you're gonna get feedback. You're gonna get this thing out into the world, and hopefully you're gonna get feedback. And no feedback is feedback, right? If you get crickets, that's feedback. That's, I need to tweak something. Something needs to adapt and change. And so then you're gonna tweak and refine your messaging and also your landing page. If people are going to the landing page but not converting, you can look into what are the discrepancies between those two things. You wanna make sure that when you get people from a post to a landing page, that the messaging and the overarching reason why they clicked is the first thing that they see. And then you're gonna post again and repeat steps 8, 9 until you get signals of interest. This might happen on your first go, it might take a month, but usually I feel like if you have something genuinely to offer the world and your heart is in it and you are stepping up to be seen, you're probably gonna get someone that's interested on your first couple goes, right? This is why I say you can get this going in 48 hours. And once you get that going, this is so important, I can't stress it enough, this is where so many people fall short, is you communicate with your clients with the utmost integrity, honesty, and passion for what you can create. You don't bullshit, you don't pretend, you just honestly communicate what you're trying to create, how you can help them, what your level of experience is, what it's gonna be like working with me. Are you ready to make this commitment knowing that this is what I want to create for you? How can I be of the highest service? Let's make something really special together and build a relationship, right? This is where people fall short, you know? People try to pretend, people try to fake it, people don't tell the whole truth, people are slippery. It's amazing how many people are slippery, right? To just be in integrity and be able to communicate honestly what's a yes and what's a no is gonna put you ahead of 99% of other people. And then from there, you either get money or you don't, so you try again. Now I wanna really show you what exactly this looks like for me. So here's just a quick little rundown. My website, I'll show you what I do. My Ikigai vibes vitality, good design, natural experiences. Those are sort of a crossover of core values, what I can offer the world, and what I believe in. And so a great representation of those three things is sauna. And with my background as an architectural designer, I've done plenty of cabins and architectural design, so I'm qualified, like I'm resourced and I have experience doing this, so it makes sense. Now, if you've never done it, it's still okay. It's just harder to build trust, right? And that's again where the line of slipperiness kind of comes in the way. For me, I am well qualified and resourced and know how to launch something like a sauna, to build and launch a product like a sauna. So I've done plenty of sketching, researching. I've got whole Notion pages from a business model that I prepared, and then I got into Midjourney to start doing some renderings and things like that. And then I made a landing page and a post. So let me show you exactly what's going on here. So I'll show you some Midjourney sauna fun, is what I call it. We'll see what this takes me to. Yep. So I'm telling this thing to make an abstract collage rendering like this of a small Scandinavian sauna, and I gave it like an image of something that I had built and drawn up before. And so this is where tools like this are amazing, because look, I can just iterate and iterate and iterate and iterate and iterate and get visuals and get ideas and get inspired and all these different things. And this is 30 minutes of being in, then I got into some funky zones here. This is where, again, it's mediocre. It's not going to give you always what you want. But I mean, look at this idea generation, especially from an architectural standpoint where things are so visual intensive. It's so powerful to be able to get ideas represented visually for people to understand, right? Now, it's not like I'm faking it. It's not like I have no idea how to understand what's happening here. I get the tectonics, I get the structure, I know how materials come together, I understand proportions, light, architectural design, materials, warmth, thermal quality. I get all of that stuff, right? You cannot fake that stuff. You can't make that shit up, as I like to say. So you can use this to generate sort of a representation that can get you about 70% of the way there in being able to start your MVP, right? And then from there, it's time to make a landing page. And so this is my example of as lean as it gets. The best backyard saunas in California. And here I used a rendering of one of those saunas that I generated from actually a design that I drew, which was great. It got pretty close to that. Now again, it's not perfect, but the idea is represented pretty clearly. And this is maybe 75% of the design that I tried to get, that I drew, that it tried to translate. You know, it's not perfect, but it's close enough. And I'm gonna be clear about the fact in the conversations moving forward of what's going to change, things that are gonna be tweaked, color palettes, this and that. Sweat and style. Who wouldn't love a nice sauna in their own backyard? Heck, what about a sauna that you can take with you on that road trip you've been talking about for ages? Well, we're designing and building portable backyard saunas that will completely transform the way you think about home and health. Coming Q1 2025. So join the waitlist to build your very own backyard sauna by filling out the application below. We'll get back to you with more details upon submission. And look at how simple this is, guys. Name, last name, email. What's your relationship to sauna? Where would the sauna be located? What town and city are you in? Or if it's off-grid, what's the space like? What type of design personality are you? Lover of charred wood siding, Corten steel advocate. I just want it to look good. Are you resourced to invest $45,000 to $30,000 in a sauna? Yes, I need to pay in installments. It would be a stretch. Submit. And you see how lean and simple that is, right? So you can use your expertise through your Ikigai to get ideas onto paper, to really commit to something, to where then you can take that commitment and you can start iterating on it and working through it. When you're at a place where you're ready to take what you've been working on and try to get a visual or get something, some form of representation for the world, you can use AI like Midjourney to get you that form of representation. Make your landing page, super simple. You don't have to use a website. You can literally use something like ConvertKit. I use Squarespace, but you can literally use a landing page like ConvertKit that just says, join the waitlist to be the first to know about our Q1 launch for saunas. Now that's not super compelling copy, but just in the essence of a quick moment. That's something that you can easily do. And then you're gonna take a social post, right? This is where it gets so beautiful and simple. Oh, whoops, I'm gonna have to go onto this other page. Oh, here, perfect, we're right here. So here's the post. I took a few of these renderings and just, who would use this sauna? Recently, I've risen deeply in love with the experience of sauna, so much so that I put my architectural hat on and got to thinking. How could the experience of sauna become even more special? What role does architectural design play in our health and wellness journeys? How can sauna be an act of connection? Yada, 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 yada. Here's some rough design ideas for the backyard sauna. If the idea of having your very own backyard sauna is a loud and proud yes, follow this link to fill out a short form to get on the 2025 waitlist. Now, you just saw what that landing page was like. I want to show you guys the post insights. So this is who saw it, how many people saw it, what happened. So I posted this back in, today's December something. I posted this like more than a week ago. This was November 23rd. And it's gotten 1.2 thousand total views, and 5 people reacted to it, and there was 1 comment of which I responded to. So that's 1.2 thousand people, 1 person commented. But that 1 person who commented also filled out, oh, this is really small, I'm sorry, filled out that form, signaled interest, which means they're interested, they understand the product I'm offering, they understand the budget range, $45,000 to $30,000. They wouldn't fill it out if they wouldn't have understood the budget, or maybe they would, but judging by what they wrote, it's pretty kosher. So again, the power of the waitlist. I maybe have an hour and well, I've done more work on the sauna in the past. So let's call it, I got a solid day of research, development, and kind of MVP creation, minimal viable product creation. And this came obviously a week later, so it's not as valid to the 48-hour thing, but I was able to get my MVP up in 48 hours, and I have my first potential client a week later. Now that took 8 hours, and that post got 1,000 views, 1.2 thousand views, and this is potentially a $30,000 to $45,000 project. You do the math, that's pretty good. Now again, your business is gonna look really, really different. I'm not saying that to flaunt, I'm just showing the power of this method because it's just real and raw and simple, and how a tool like AI can just help you get that out there that much more efficiently, right? So I want to cap this all off with the most profound thing I've heard in a while, spoken by a good buddy of mine this morning at the coffee shop. He says, "Life is too short to ride a bad horse." Cody the cowboy. I thought that was so great. He's just a classic cowboy. And so that's what I got for you. Cowboys and how to consciously use AI to start your one-person business, because you can do it. It's so much simpler than you think. There's resistance, there's gonna be roadblocks, but I guarantee you it's the path to you expressing your heart's desire. If it's written there, it needs to come into being. So thank you all for being with me. This is a bit longer of one than usual. Let me know what resonated below. If you enjoyed this, sign up for my newsletter and subscribe. So I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.